sit. We have this little greeting routine that we practice with somebody every day, a different person every day. So he sits, I step over to the person, give them a little treat. He waits in the sit stay. I come back next to him and my right hand, I pat his chest and I say, go say hi. He takes the treat. Good boy. Come. Call him back to you. It's just a great exercise to do because you've got the sit stay, stepping away from him. You've got being calm when he's greeting somebody. He knows they have a treat. And he waits till I come back. He waits to be released. Go say hi. Grab that leash, okay? There you go, or the collar. Great. Come. Good, he's got the come command. And I'll just do it, now that he knows how to do it, sit. I'll just do it 3 times a day with somebody different every time. If he pops up, no, you do your little circle like that, gently but firmly, just a little bit of tension, and he'll go back. You notice it throughout all the videos. It's very gentle because he's just a little teeny tiny guy, so there's no rough stuff. When you're handling the leash, you're just doing it ever so slightly. It's all you need. Less is more, definitely. And then so you can add in a little sit stay like that before he goes over to get the treat. Just for the dog, it's just delayed gratification. If he does all this stuff, plays the game the right way, he gets to go over and say hi to the person, get a treat. Go say hi. Good boy. It's very hot today, and so he doesn't really want to do any training. Nobody does. But this last time, he's going to go over there. See how he waits? Go say hi. Good boy. Good. Excellent. There, you see if you don't pull, he doesn't pull. Come. Good. Always have him sit in front of his mat. Pat his, no, make sure he waits. He loves to play this mat game. Go to your mat and down. This is how I taught him his down without the mat, because from day one we did this exercise. Good. Where he went to this mat, he went into a down, he got treats, he got rewarded. Practice getting him used to just staying there while we walked around him both ways, which, of course, he had a problem with at first, but we've been practicing it every day and he gets it. Good. He waits. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, he waits till I come back. He gets a reward. Good. So you can practice walking farther away from him, doing bigger circles, going at your house, going in and out of different rooms, coming back. If he makes a mistake, I'm actually trying to make him, good, I'm trying to get him to make a mistake. So let's see if I can get him to make a mistake. I'm going to open this gate. He might pop up. Oh, so no. So if he makes a mistake, you say no. And you're not going to be angry, and you're not going to, say it in a loud voice. You just say the no word, just like I just did. Lead him back to the mat. Kind of apply a little bit of pressure on the leash, just a tiny amount, and maybe help him like that. I just kind of barely put a little pressure on it between his shoulder blades, and he went back. Down. Now I'm going to remind him. So that time, see how he started to get up, but he stopped himself? I'll take that as a success. Good, he gets paid. I gave him a bigger chunk of reward. Notice how I'm rewarding him. It's coming in like this. Nope, make sure he doesn't touch your hand. Nope, or try to take it. Good. If he tries to take it or does that, you pull back and say no. Make sure he waits until you put it there and withdraw. If you come over like this, like that, he's going to jump up to try to get it. It's like you're teasing him. So come in from in front like that. And it's a very calming exercise for him. And the only way that it would be if you're calm when you do this. Nope. There's his anticipation. We're still working a little bit on that, where he anticipates what's about to happen and he pops up right before you actually release him. Nope. And it's a really hot day today, so he doesn't really want to do any of this. So we're saying no. He has to wait. And that's not what I would call a down state. That's him saying, I don't want to do anymore. So no. Just make sure he goes back the right way. There he is. So now we're going to release him Go back next to him, pat your leg and say, nope. Make sure that he really waits until you release him. You walk over next to him, pat your leg and say, okay. He comes off the mat, you say sit, and then release him here. Always having the leash loose. Go, like that. And he's free. When we're going to put him in his crate, we walk him up to the crate, we have him sit, we open the door, make sure he really waits. He wants to run in there. So, go, send him in. See, he'll turn around in there, give him a treat, unhook his leash, maybe one more treat in the beginning because I wanted him to love his crate even more than he did before. And I wanted him to be okay with us closing the door because a lot of dogs will start barking. A lot of these little dogs especially start barking as soon as you close the door. So he's munching on a treat, desensitizes him to actually closing the door because he's munching on that treat as I close the door. So in the crate, he sleeps overnight in the crate here. He's in and out of this crate all day long. And it's always the same way. He sits and waits to go in, just like that. And then when we go to get him, to take him outside again, he waits. You open the door, he gets a treat, and then you hook him up. Oh, make sure that he really waits. And if he doesn't, you can do this little token closing of the door and say no. Make sure he really waits until you say, okay. He'll come out. You close the door because the power of this crate exercise is sit. Go is that you control his access in and out of his den. He gets fed in there. He's got nice blankets in there. It's all comfortable. It's cozy. It's dark. He likes to cozy up and he likes to burrow in his little blanket in there. He gets treats in there every time he goes in. Every time hands come in, he gets a treat. So he just loves to be handled in every way in the crate. And it's only good associations with the crate. And it's never associated, we don't just put him in there when we're going to leave, or of course there's no punishment at all here, but it would be the wrong thing to do if he's gotten into something or done something inappropriate to put him in his crate as a punishment. That way he'll start to hate his crate. So make sure that every time you put him in, it's super positive, or every time you let him out, it's super positive. He gets fed in there. The door's always closed. It's closed when he's in, and it's closed when he's out. Or else he'll just run in and out of the crate and you won't have a way to manage him, of course. So bones and chewies, anything that's super special, you're squandering your power to make the crate his favorite place by just giving him random bones and chewies and treats for nothing outside of the crate. So I would give him all that stuff in the crate with the door closed, so he continues to love to be in there. Okay, let's go, buddy. We just had a bunch of big carts go within like 2 feet of him, and that would be scary for any little person like himself. He has a really solid stay. He's doing really well, and he will actually wait until I come back next to him, and this is how you'll do it. And no, make sure he really waits. His issue is that anticipation of like, yeah, we're almost done, and he'll pop up before you release him. So we're going to get him to wait, go, and then we release him, and it's just like a little, sometimes I don't even touch him. It's just kind of like down there and go like that, but ultimately it's a little pat and go. And he's so easily triggered here with so much going on that he's just doing obviously a great job already. But really, we're after the byproduct of what it takes to stay in a sit stay or a down stay in the presence of big distractions like this. And the byproduct of that is when we release him out of this kind of thing. Down now. Down. When we release him, he's a little bit more focused, a little bit calmer. Practicing in places like this now that he can do this, he can have a success, it just makes him better, gives him a much higher level of focus, and he knows like this is his job to do, and he gets paid. Good, I'm going to give him a reward for that. No. So his anticipation, he's still doing a little bit of that where, see how I said no and I stepped on the leash? I'm just stepping on the leash. And now you can wait him out, and he'll usually just go right back like that. And I just applied a little bit of pressure on the leash and he goes right back. always make sure that you end on a success. And he was staying there for quite a while, and then he had a couple of instances where he popped up, and who can blame him with all these giants walking around and pushing carts and all that. So we're giving you a tutorial now on how to get him to stay there. Nope. Show that dog right there. So we got this dog there, and show him. Come. I'm going to call him away from that dog. Good. It's a good opportunity to practice my recall. Come. Oh. Good. Come. Good. Come. Good. So you see how I call him to come to me? Come. Over and over again. Good. He starts getting calmer. Starts really not caring about that dog so much. Show the dog too. Keep going over there. Show us again. Come. Every time that you call him away from a distraction like that, and for him, the big distraction is still dogs on the street on a leash. I'm sure you'll have that happen to you. Come. Good. And if you stand there and just practice like this with a stationary distraction like that, a dog, come. You get a bunch of repetitions. Good. It makes him better every time you practice this. Come. You see how every time I call him back to me, kind of stays closer to me. Come. Good. Good. See how he turned back to me that time without me calling him? Come. Good. If he doesn't, I'm going to get a couple more repetitions in there. So it's great practice now that he has that level of training to just practice the training in a real life situation like this. Doesn't get more crazy than this. Come. Good boy. And so we have this dog over there, and he's in a downstay. Good. He's staying there. And he's going to wait until we release him. This is really hard for him to do. Okay. And then sit. I'm going to have him sit without staring at the dog. And then go. So that's the way you want to release him every time. He had popped up a number of times out of the downstay right before I was about to release him. The dog showed up. We practiced calling him away from that dog. And then we tried another downstay, and he stayed there in the presence of the dog even. And he allowed us to, or he actually stayed there until I allowed him to get up the right way, not popping up right before I allowed him. And he was released the proper way. And that's the way you want to do it every time. This is crazy here, of course. This is a crazy environment to practice in. But I just want to show you that he can do it if you handle him a certain way. You want to work up to bringing him to a place like this. But he's gotten a lot better. He's a lot calmer than he was before. He has a lot more focus. So you can start practicing out in public like this. And it'll make him better and better every time you do it. Okay.